This time on NTS Adventures.
So far, I'm digging this for my day use shelter. Yes, it is a little bit bigger. It takes a little longer to set up, but it's worth it, man. This I've already noticed a difference in the temperature, even though this is bigger. It's much warmer in here with this triple insulated. Man down, man down, man down. Life is good. That gets harder every year, everybody. Harder every year. Welcome to NTS Adventures, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the show. Today is January 31st, 2025, New Year's Eve. Rolling into 26 here in about 15, 16 hours from now. I hope everybody had a good 25. I had a good 25. And we hope 26 is going to be even more promising. Whew! Might have bit off more than I can chew here, my friends. I'm man enough to admit that. But we're going to persevere. Maggie and I came out today, a little lake, not too far from my house. And it holds crappie and bluegill. I've done okay here in the past. Last year I came back here and I think it was my first trip out. Didn't do very well. But it's worth it to me to come back out because I know there are fish in here. Because as I've stated, I have done fairly well in the past. So we're gonna give it another go. Anyway, got myself a new hut. We're gonna try it out. Got a new Otter, triple insulated. It's gonna be my day hut. We're gonna give it a go today. We're gonna see how she sets up and how much heat it's gonna hold, because today is a really good day to test that. Actually, it's about minus 10 here in the valley, but it's got a sharp north wind coming down here, just piercing. I sometimes wonder why my eyeballs don't freeze. Anybody else ever wonder that? Anyway, we're gonna carry on with the mission here. We got a little bit longer to push through. Once we get to where we're going, you know the drill, we'll get set up. Hang in there, everybody. Hopefully we're gonna catch a few crappie. And maybe even a few bluegill. Pulling's actually gotten just a tad easier once I got off the main trail there. My toboggan seems to be just riding on top of this ice layer here, just enough to help me move it along a little easier than it was back there. We'll keep her going here. I think I just want to get up to the edge here where I know there's a little bit of an edge. It's going to drop off into a bowl. I don't want to be too deep, but I don't want to be real shallow either. Man down, man down, man down. Man up, man is up. Probably a good idea to make sure my pull cord is around my waist, not my ankles, when I start moving. Well, I think I am where I need to be. But you know what? I'll have to drill a hole, check it out. But I'm pretty confident, just based on my knowledge of the lake, that I'm right on the edge here. Whew, take a quick break and let's get this new hut set up. All right, let's check this bad boy out. I know what it looks like because I've been watching this for about 2 years, meaning been watching the price of it and waiting for it to go down. I'll tell you guys the story when I'm dialed in. Right now I want to get set up because it's a bit chilly out here right now. But anyway, check this out. Oh yeah, oh yeah, ooh, ooh, it's nice and new and shiny. Well, I'm gonna time myself, see how long it takes to set up this bad boy. And I'm assuming it's not gonna be much more than my old Fabril, but we shall see. The way I see it, you got two choices in life, my friends. You can either sit on your couch and get weak and die old and frail, or you come out here and work the body, live life, enjoy it, enjoy everything about it. The time is short. You gotta live, my friends. You gotta live. Let's get her going. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just gotta figure this thing out, man. Well, so far so good. I didn't film the whole thing because there's a bit of a learning curve, and I'm sure you guys didn't want to see me get frustrated and falling down and wind taking the hut, etc, etc. All right, so far so good. Not quite dialed in yet, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. This door, man, this is it. This is it. This is the whole reason I've been wanting to do this. This door. Man, what a difference. You don't realize, honestly, going in and out of your hut probably 20, 25 times a day, depending on where your dead sticks are and how active your dead sticks are. But my point being, wow, what a difference when you don't have to lift your leg. Especially for those of us that are over 50 and can relate to any little thing that we can do to make our life easier is obviously is a good thing. Anyway, back to the outside here. I'm really impressed with the way Otter has their straps laid out here. They got straps down here, wind straps down here. They got wind straps down here on the corners. I didn't do every single one. I just set them up in the direction of the prevailing wind, so it's coming down there. And normally that's what I would do for a day trip, right? I would just set up a couple on the other side. Now if it was real windy and the wind was going all over the place, of course I'd take the time to put some more ice screws in. But for now I got about a half a dozen ice screws in. But I can tell the quality of this is very good. I think it can actually withstand a really high wind based on what I'm seeing for the stitching and the placement of the straps. But time will tell. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with setting up here, and we'll talk to you when I'm dialed in. All right, reasonably dialed in here. I got my dead stick down. I'll start some jigging in a minute. Anyway, I gotta say, man, so far I'm digging this for my day use shelter. Yes, it is a little bit bigger. It takes a little longer to set up, but it's worth it, man. This I've already noticed a difference in the temperature, even though this is bigger. It's much warmer in here with this triple insulated, and it's pretty cold out. So that's a good thing. Maggie's got her spot there. I got her set up on a outdoor carpet. Oh, her eyes are already shutting. She's tired. And Eagle Eye Live 9 is set up. Getting ready to do some jigging. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I really am. I'll let you know how the day goes here. And just loving that door though, man. Just loving that door. That is going to be so cool going in and out, visiting the boys and tending to my dead stick, etc, etc. But anyway, this is what I got going on here, all set up. I've decided, those of you that watch the channel know that I bought a Vevor diesel heater last year, and I've made a decision just based on my own experience and watching YouTube. I watch quite a bit of YouTube. It's probably one only things I spend a lot of time watching. I love watching normal people create content on the web and seeing what they can do, and I find their lives interesting, especially if they do the things I do. But anyway, I digress. So I've decided to go with the Vevor heater for my overnight trips for a couple reasons. Number one, it is heavy. You got to bring fuel, and you do have to bring a power source. So there's a few disadvantages there for sure. But the disadvantages in no way outweigh the advantages when it comes to the nice dry heat it pumps out when you're spending 12, 24, 48 hours on the ice, in my opinion. I think the propane heaters are good for the day trip. It might get a little bit wet in here, but I don't think it's going to be terrible. And you also notice I also bring a spare one. Actually, I bring 3 propane heaters. My wife she makes fun of me for being Mr. Overkill. But the way I look at it, they're not that heavy. They don't take up that much room in the toboggan, truly. But wouldn't that ruin your day? You get out here and one of them doesn't work. So I got the little buddy there. I got the Buddy Flex there, which I do use occasionally, but I've been having some issues with it staying on. I don't know if any of my viewers are having the same issue. Please comment. And then I got the little wee one that attaches to the tank. So I ensure I got heat when I'm out here. Also, obviously, if I was going out for any length of time, I'd bring my 5-pounder or maybe even my 20-pound propane tank. But for the day trip, I got a couple 1-pounders at $5 million a piece. And we'll see what happens. Anyway, we're going to catch some fish here, I hope. Stay tuned. No, actually, you know what? Hang in there. Oh, it's nice and bright in here, man. I gotta open another window even. Wow, look at that. Pretty stoked. Pretty stoked. Love it! I love it! I just saw a mark. I just saw a mark in here. I just saw a mark. I don't know where it went now. Seems to be a little bit more interested in my dead stick. I got a little wee jig on there. Small, small, small. Smaller than a 1/4 ounce. I don't even know what you call that, to be honest with you. 1/16 maybe. That's my good girl. Another piece of cheese. There you go. All done. All done. We'll have a granola bar later, okay? That's my good girl. Now the door comes with these orange supports here, basically establishing the frame of the door. But I'm finding it very difficult to get this top one in, and I've heard about that before. I've heard guys say that's a bit of a pain. But you can see here, it's supposed to fit into this sleeve here, but I mean, we're about 1 inch off, and I don't want to push it. I'm guessing, I mean, I'm purely speculating here, but I'm guessing that that's something you would do before you set it up, because I can't see any other way that it'll work. But then it's got the, whoops, oh, sorry. But you can see it's got the frame on both sides here. Orange poles on both sides to establish some integrity on the door. Oh, let's go take a look out here. Look at this. Oh, this is so awesome. Just being able to step out like that, man. Whew. Anyway, yeah, here we go. Got some really nice strap system here. Really digging this. Nice and tight. I don't know why I got two on that one there. Must belong somewhere else. I'll tuck those in later. But anyway, so far so good. I can tell you a quick story how this whole thing happened. So as I said, I've been watching this otter for a couple years now. I know that it might not be the exact one I was watching, but I was looking for a mid-size hut with the breakaway door, so you don't have to lift your feet to get in and out. Well, lo and behold, the other day I had to go to Ottawa to bring my daughter into Ottawa. She had to recertify on her CPR and life support. Anyway, of course, whenever I have to go to Ottawa for a trip, I always make a little run to Bass Pro Shop. And I was in there, and they had this one. This very one was actually the floor model that was set up at Bass Pro Shop / Cabela's in Ottawa, just on the west side of Canada. And they had about 13, I think maybe 15 stacked up in cases. And I was looking at it, and it was on sale for $639, which was quite cheap because it usually was sitting around, I think, $879. So it was like, whatever, 250 bucks off, something like that. It was pretty significant. So I'm like, huh. Plus I get a 10% military discount, serving members and retired members. So that almost here in Canada covers the taxes, but not quite. But I was afraid to pull the trigger on it. You guys know how it is. You just kind of, you hum and you haw, and you say, well, maybe the Fabril will work for a couple more years. It was pretty thin. I mean, you could see the light through in a couple places, and I will hang on to it because it is a light little hut. For days where I really have to, walk any significant distance, it'd come in handy for that for sure. Anyway, I didn't pull the trigger on it. I decided, you know what? I'm not going to do it. 650 bucks all in. I wasn't prepared to do it, so I did a couple other things in Ottawa. Just heard a shot. Somebody must have shot a deer. Anyway, oh no, hang on. There's no deer season open, is there? Anyway, brain stall. So basically I did some more running around, then headed back to St. John's to pick up my daughter. And while I was waiting for her, I called my wife and we discussed it. And not asking for permission, and that's not like that at all. But just discussed with her what my thought process was and decided, yeah, I'm gonna go buy it. So of course it's right on the way out of town, on the way back to Petawawa here. Got in there and there was none left except for this one on the floor. I was crushed. They sold out in a matter of 3 hours, and rightfully so. I mean, that's a good price for these things. 600, actually I think it was 629 now that I think about it. That's a really good price for this setup, I think. So one of the employees came over, nice fella, about my age. I told him a story. I said, I'm crushed, man. I said, I'm crushed. I said, I was in the store here 3 hours ago. I was going to buy one, but I didn't pull the trigger and blah, 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 blah. And he's looking at me and he goes, well, you can have this one if you want. I'm like, doop. Did a quick little walk around. I'm thinking, demo model for a tent. I mean, really, what could be wrong with it? I mean, it's just sitting on the floor there. Yeah, people are going in and out of it, but nobody was using it, pulling on straps, or the door wasn't even getting used. It was just sitting like that in the open position. So I'm like, done. So he sent out this young fella from the back who owns this very one, and he gave me a quick brief on the door and the door frame and the collapsing of it. And good on him, very professional young man. I like to see that when young people are in their work environment and they're dialed in and they're doing their job to the best of their ability. I just love that stuff. I hate lazy people and people that no matter what your job is, you go in and you're like, I don't want to be here, blah, blah, blah. This kid was right into it. So he helped me pack it up, and I walked out of there over that thing over my shoulders. Best part. He says, for me anyway, he says, so do you want the box? I'm like, I don't want the box. He goes, okay, well, I'll take the box too. So yes. So I walked out of Cabela's / Bass Pro Shops with this thing over my shoulder, ready to go. And here we are on the ice. So that's the story. Not sure if you care or not, but that's where we're at, and I'm super happy. Hang in there. All right, little sunfish there. This is all, they're all kind of part of the bluegill / sunfish family, right? There's a chart there I was studying on the internet a little while ago. I forget exactly what it is, but they all kind of fall under the same umbrella. The bluegill, the crappie, the sunfish, they're all kind of that same spawn of the species there. I would eat that guy, except he was a little bit small, so we'll drop it down and hopefully a bigger. I've caught crappie in here, you know, 8 inches, probably the maximum. Slower growth rate here, obviously. I know down in the States, some of the places down there, the crappie get quite huge. I've been watching a couple content creators online, and I'm watching some of the fish they're pulling out. They're pretty big slabs, but in this neck of the woods, the growth rate's a little slower, so they don't get that big. I've never seen it anyway. No, I know some guys are catching them in the Ottawa River, a little bigger, but I'm wondering if that has something to do with the temperature. I'm not exactly sure, but for the most part, in all these little inland lakes around our area, if it does hold crappie or bluegill, they're going to be quite small. Anyway, we'll carry on here. So that off to the right there, that mark to the right there, you can see that's my dead stick, a small 1/16 ounce jig there. It's just off the bottom. I don't know, probably sitting around 13 feet. And then there's a fish, just two fish just below my spoon that I'm using here, and you can see them. They've been playing around for the last half hour or so. They really don't want to commit. I'm not sure what the deal is. They're just not hungry, and they're quite small. Obviously, you see my return for my spoon, and then you see the return for them down on the bottom there. Nothing too significant, but oh, there he goes. Come on. Come on. Like, they just don't, you know, I mean, it took me, I've been out here fishing for about 90 minutes now, and it took me all of that to catch that little guy there. So, anyway, we'll keep going here, and hopefully a bigger school will move in. Mags and I are starting to pack up. Been at this about 4 hours. One small sunfish, but you know what? I accomplished my aim today, which is to set up my new lodge / ice hut, and see how it goes, see how it heats, see how long it takes to set up, tear down, etc. So I'm happy. So we'll pack up and start walking back. Well, that's it. Appreciate you guys coming along for my test drive, if you will, of the new Otter Day Lodge, we'll call it. Not a great day fishing, but that really wasn't my objective. If I caught some, so be it. Anyway, next time you see us, we'll probably be out fishing for some brook choke, because it opens tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, everybody. We'll see you next time on NTS Adventures. Colin out. Life is good. That sucked.